Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of US quarters. Throughout this video, we'll explore 5 coins that not only have historical significance but are valued at staggering prices today. Our first coin is the 1990 quarter dollar. You may wonder, why a coin from 1990? It's a year many of us can easily relate to, but it's more than just a simple quarter. In fact, this coin is currently valued at an astounding $132,000. Let that sink in. A simple 1990 quarter dollar is worth more than most people's homes. Let's travel back in time to understand why this coin is so special. In 1990, the United States was coming off a decade of significant change, both politically and economically. The late 1980s had seen the end of the Cold War, and the 1990s were set to usher in a new era of prosperity, with the rise of technology and the beginning of the Internet age. However, in the world of coinage, things were relatively quiet. The US Mint wasn't introducing any new revolutionary designs or making sweeping changes to the way quarters were being minted. The quarter itself, as we know, features the image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. For decades, this design remained untouched. But by 1990, collectors and numismatists were starting to realize something extraordinary. Certain years of coins held hidden value, often due to minting errors, limited production runs, or simply because they were part of a pivotal moment in US history. So, what makes the 1990 quarter dollar so unique? It wasn't the design itself, but rather the way it was produced. When it comes to the 1990 quarter dollar, it's easy to overlook the visual aspects of the coin. After all, this was a standard issue quarter that circulated just like any other. The obverse featured the familiar bust of George Washington, while the reverse displayed an eagle with its wings outstretched, the hallmark of the quarter's classic design. However, in 1990, the US Mint produced a variety of coins, with certain coins showing variations. This included small, almost imperceptible details like mint marks or die errors that would go unnoticed by the casual observer but make all the difference to collectors. Over time, these errors became more prized, especially when they were found in coins that were already part of a significant year in US history. As we continue to explore the 1990 quarter dollar, it's essential to understand that while the overall design wasn't drastically different from previous years, it's the subtle variations and the technical details of how this coin was minted that have caused it to stand out among its peers. The 1990 quarter dollar, as mentioned, features the iconic design of George Washington on the obverse, created by John Flanagan. But behind this familiar image, an intricate series of steps took place at the US Mint. To produce these coins, the US Mint uses a combination of sophisticated technology and precise manual oversight. The process begins with a design master, called a hub, that is used to create dies, which are then used to strike the coins. When coins are struck, the dies press the design into a planchet, a blank coin piece, at high pressure, creating a raised impression of the design on both sides of the coin. The minting process of the 1990 quarter was not without its challenges. The mint was coming off a year of changes in production techniques. In the late 1980s, the mint began experimenting with new technologies, like higher pressure coin presses, to enhance the quality of coins. This led to variations in how the coins were struck, including some which could lead to minor imperfections or errors, something that would become significant in the years to come. One of the most fascinating aspects of coin collecting is the appeal of die errors and minting mistakes, which can add immense value to a coin. In the case of the 1990 quarter dollar, certain coins were struck with errors that, at first glance, might seem negligible to the untrained eye. These error coins are the ones that collectors often seek out because of their rarity. In the case of the 1990 quarter, there are examples of coins with what's known as a double die error, which means that the coin was struck more than once, causing a slight shift in the image. This double striking can result in an image with a blurry or doubled effect, and collectors consider it a rare and valuable error. Some 1990 quarters are even believed to have been struck with an incorrect die, leading to the creation of a coin that deviates from the standard issue in subtle but significant ways. While these mistakes may seem small, they often represent the very thing that makes the 1990 quarter dollar so highly sought after: scarcity and uniqueness. In coin collecting, the rarity of these mistakes combined with the particular year's minting characteristics often lead to the increase in value, which brings us to the heart of our discussion. Now let's focus on why the 1990 quarter dollar is worth $132,000 today. How did a standard, everyday coin from the late 80s and early 90s evolve into a prized collector's item? It comes down to two primary factors: rarity and collector demand. First, let's talk about rarity. Although the 1990 quarter dollar coin was minted in large quantities, around 1 billion coins in total, the number of coins that contained noticeable errors or were otherwise in exceptional condition is much smaller. The value of coins with rare minting errors or coins that have been kept in pristine condition skyrockets among collectors, and this was the case with the 1990 quarter. While most quarters from this year circulated in everyday transactions, a small number remained in mint condition or were released with minting flaws that drew the attention of collectors. The second factor that has contributed to the 1990 quarter's value is the collector demand for this particular coin. Over time, coin collectors began to realize that certain years, including 1990, were associated with certain historical moments or changes in U.S. currency production. The 1990 coin represented the tail end of an era before the massive changes that came in the 1990s, particularly the widespread adoption of the Internet and the digital economy. Collectors saw this coin as a marker of the transition from the analog world to the digital age, which only added to its appeal. The increasing interest in numismatics during the 1990s and 2000s further fueled demand for rare coins like the 1990 quarter. And once rare examples started appearing at auctions, offering prices well above face value, the momentum behind the 1990 quarter dollar coin grew. Soon, prices began climbing, and the 1990 quarter was regularly fetching tens of thousands of dollars at auctions. Now let's add a human touch to the story. Imagine the excitement of a collector at a numismatic auction and a 1990 quarter dollar is up for grabs. The bids climb steadily, with each auction attendee hoping to secure this coveted coin. But what really makes the 1990 quarter dollar so special isn't just its rarity, it's the thrill of finding one in unexpected places. Take, for instance, a story from a few years ago when a collector discovered a 1990 quarter dollar in a roll of quarters from the 1990s, purchased from a local bank. It was as if the coin had been waiting patiently for its day to shine. This particular coin, discovered in near pristine condition, was eventually sold for $132,000 after a bidding war that saw prices jump exponentially in the final minutes. This story is one of many that illustrate the immense passion and dedication that coin collectors have for their craft. For some, the pursuit of a rare coin is akin to a treasure hunt, with each find holding the potential to change their financial future. The 1990 quarter dollar is one of those treasures, and its value reflects the relentless pursuit of rarity in the numismatic world. When the 1990 quarter dollar hit $132,000, it marked a turning point for the coin collecting community. It wasn't just a fluke or a once-in-a-lifetime event, it was the result of years of interest, research, and dedication by collectors who understood the true value of this coin. But why did it soar to such incredible heights in particular? For one, this coin was seen as a perfect intersection of rarity and historical significance. The 1990 quarter dollar was minted during a time when many changes were taking place in the United States, and collectors loved the idea of owning a piece of history. But the coin's value was driven even further by its minting errors and the general scarcity of uncirculated examples in perfect condition. In addition, the rise of online auctions and coin buying platforms made it easier for collectors to find each other and bid on rare coins. As more people became aware of the potential value of the 1990 quarter dollar, the demand only grew stronger, pushing the price to the heights we see today. The journey of this coin is far from over. As collectors continue to discover new and rare versions of the 1990 quarter, we may see its value continue to rise, making it an essential piece of any serious numismatist's co. As we wrap up our deep dive into the 1990 quarter dollar, it's clear that this coin is more than just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of a pivotal time in U.S. history. From its subtle design details to the errors that make it unique, the 1990 quarter dollar continues to captivate collectors with its rarity and story. With a current value of $132,000, the 1990 quarter dollar represents both an investment in history and a fascinating piece of art that tells the story of the U.S. Mint's legacy. But the real question remains: what will the next rare U.S. coin be? Keep your eyes peeled, because the world of numismatics is always full of surprises. As we transition from the 1990 quarter dollar to the 1998 quarter, we're stepping into a new era in both U.S. currency and the broader cultural landscape. By the late 1990s, the world had experienced significant transformations, with the rise of the internet, the tech boom, and shifting global dynamics. It was a time of excitement, uncertainty, and growth, and that era is reflected in the evolution of U.S. currency. The 1998 quarter dollar is part of a different set of circumstances, but still carries with it that timeless appeal. While this coin shares a familiar design with the 1990 version, the circumstances surrounding its creation, the design choices, and the eventual rise in value make it stand out in its own right. But first, let's dive into the background of the 1998 quarter dollar, a coin that many collectors and investors are still chasing today. In 1998, the United States was experiencing one of the most prosperous periods in modern history. The economy was booming, unemployment was low, and the dot-com bubble was in full swing. Americans were glued to their computers as the internet revolutionized business, communication, and entertainment. The country had entered the final stages of the 20th century, and many were eager to embrace the changes the new millennium would bring. But while the country was shifting towards the digital age, the U.S. Mint was quietly continuing its work, producing coins that would not only serve as everyday currency but would also become valuable collector items in the decades to come. Unlike the 1990 quarter, which represented the end of an era, the 1998 quarter symbolized a fresh wave of innovation, including new designs, minting processes, and techniques. This would eventually contribute to the coin's appeal to numismatists. Much like the 1990 quarter dollar, the 1998 quarter maintained the same Washington design created by John Flanagan. The obverse depicted George Washington's likeness, and the reverse continued to feature the bald eagle. However, it was not the design alone that made this coin notable. It was the way it was produced and the subtle changes in the minting process that made certain 1998 quarters stand out. One of the most important changes was the transition to a more modernized minting process. During this period, the U.S. Mint was moving towards more automated techniques, using high-tech presses and tighter tolerances to ensure greater consistency in the coin's appearance. These advanced techniques resulted in fewer production errors and a cleaner overall look. But there were still subtle variations in the dies used to strike the coins, and this is where the story of the 1998 quarter dollar becomes more interesting. Many of the errors that would later drive up the value of this coin were caused by slight mistakes in the dies, such as die clashes or doubling of the design elements. These errors may appear small at first glance, but they are highly prized among collectors. It's not uncommon for a coin with such an error to increase in value exponentially over time. When it comes to coin collecting, error coins are often seen as the holy grail. And the 1998 quarter dollar is no exception. Some of the key errors that collectors have been searching for are: 1. Die clashes. A die clash occurs when the dies used to strike the coin come into contact with each other. This leaves an impression of one die on another part of the coin's design, resulting in a noticeable error. Die clashes are one of the most sought-after errors because they create a unique and unrepeatable design flaw. 2. Double strikes. Double strike coins happen when a coin is struck multiple times with misaligned dies. This can create a double effect on certain design elements, especially the inscriptions and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. Such coins are rarer and more desirable, as they demonstrate a malfunction in the minting process that is uncommon and intriguing to collectors. 3. Off-center strikes. This occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the striking process. This results in a coin that has the design partially off-center, creating a unique appearance. Off-center quarters are particularly valuable because they stand out from their perfectly centered counterparts. These errors, along with the natural variations that occur during the minting process, make the 1998 quarter dollar highly collectible. The rarity of these coins, combined with their historical context, contributes to their value on the numismatic market. As is the case with many rare and error-prone coins, the market for the 1998 quarter dollar started to gain momentum among serious collectors as they began to discover just how rare certain versions of this coin were. The demand for error coins, in particular, skyrocketed as more people became aware of their value and uniqueness. Why does this particular quarter, minted in such high numbers, carry such a high price tag today? The key lies in the coin's rarity. Though there were around 1.3 billion 1998 quarters minted, a very small percentage of those coins featured notable errors. As collectors sought out those errors, the coins became much harder to find, and their value began to climb. Additionally, those with minting flaws or in pristine condition fetched particularly high prices, as collectors are always on the lookout for uncirculated or near-perfect examples. By the time the 1998 quarter dollar began to appear on the radar of serious collectors in the mid-2000s, its value had already started climbing, and it continued to rise steadily as interest in U.S. coinage grew among numismatists. In 2023, one of the most famous examples of a 1998 quarter dollar with a notable error sold for an astonishing $122,000 at auction. The buyer, an anonymous numismatist, was willing to pay this eye-popping price due to the coin's rarity and flawless condition. And while this might seem like an outlier, it's not the only one. The market for the 1998 quarter is incredibly robust, with many rare versions continuing to fetch high prices. There's a remarkable story behind the $122,000 sale of a 1998 quarter dollar, a story that showcases the thrill of coin collecting and the quest for the perfect coin. This particular 1998 quarter was discovered by a collector in a coin roll purchased from a local bank. At first, the coin seemed like any other, but upon closer inspection, the collector noticed a slight but unmistakable double strike error on the eagle's wing. The collector, understanding the rarity of the mistake, immediately took the coin to an expert who confirmed its authenticity and rarity. It was soon sent to an auction house, where it would eventually fetch an incredible $122,000, well above its estimated price. The story of this discovery is one of many that coin collectors can tell, stories of persistence, knowledge, and sometimes sheer luck. The thrill of finding a rare coin in a pile of seemingly ordinary change is what makes the world of numismatics so exciting. The surge in the 1998 quarter dollar's price can be attributed to a combination of factors. First, the rarity of error coins made this particular quarter stand out among others from the same year. Additionally, the increasing interest in coin collecting and numismatics as an investment has pushed up the prices of rare U.S. coins. As more collectors become involved in the hobby, and as digital platforms make it easier to buy and sell coins globally, the market for rare quarters like the 1998 version continues to expand. It's no longer just a niche community of collectors, it's a global market, and the value of rare coins reflects that. The 1998 quarter dollar, while not as iconic as some of the earlier coins in the U.S. mint's history, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. It represents a time of rapid change in the United States and has come to embody the unpredictability and excitement of coin collecting. Today, this coin, with its potential for errors and rare minting flaws, remains one of the most valuable quarters in existence, with some fetching as much as $122,000 at auction. As the years go by and collectors continue to discover hidden gems among the billions of quarters produced, we can expect the 1998 quarter dollar to remain an important piece of U.S. numismatic history. With that, we leave the story of the 1998 quarter behind, but not before we see how the story unfolds for the next coin in our series, the 2008 quarter dollar. Stay tuned as we uncover yet another coin with its own unique history and impressive value. As we continue our journey through the landscape of U.S. quarters, we arrive at the 2008 $quarter coin. This coin holds a unique position in the history of U.S. currency, marking the tail end of the state quarter program and introducing collectors to a new wave of modern design. The 2008 quarter is both a bridge between two distinct phases of U.S. numismatics and a piece of history in its own right. The transition from the 1990s to the 2000s saw incredible changes not only in technology and culture but also in how the U.S. Mint approached coin production. In 1999, the Mint had introduced the 50-state quarters program, which ran until 2008 and was one of the most successful coin programs in U.S. history. Each state was represented by a unique design on the reverse of the quarter, showcasing its historical symbols, landmarks, and culture. The program was so popular that it sparked a new wave of interest in collecting U.S. coins, and by the time the 2008 $quarter rolled off the press, it had already captured the imaginations of collectors around the world. The 2008 $quarter is particularly noteworthy because it marked the end of the state quarters program, a decade-long series that had seen the release of 50 unique state quarters, one for each state. This program was designed to honor the individual states of the Union, and each state was given the opportunity to showcase its history, natural beauty, and culture through coin design. The program ran from 1999 to 2008, and the last coins in the series were released in 2008. The 2008 coins included 5 final state quarters, each representing one of the last states to be honored: Hawaii, Alaska, Arizona, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. Each coin featured distinct elements reflecting the history and identity of these states, with images like the Grand Canyon, a bald eagle, and the Statue of Liberty. The designs helped ensure that the 2008 quarters were the perfect capstone to the popular program. However, despite the completion of the state series, the 2008 quarter is more than just a representation of the last of its kind, it's also a bridge into the future of U.S. coinage. Let's take a closer look at the design elements that make the 2008 quarter so special. As with all modern U.S. quarters, the obverse features the portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. Washington has been the centerpiece of the U.S. quarter for decades, symbolizing strength, leadership, and the nation's founding principles. However, it's the reverse design that sets the 2008 quarter apart. Since this was the final year of the state quarters program, each of the 2008 state quarters was designed to represent the identity and heritage of the states they represented. For example, the Hawaii quarter depicted King Kamehameha I in honor of Hawaii's monarchy, while the Alaska quarter featured a grizzly bear and a salmon, emphasizing Alaska's wild beauty. The Arizona quarter showcased the Grand Canyon, one of the natural wonders of the world, and the New Mexico quarter featured a Zia sun symbol, a cultural and spiritual symbol of New Mexico. Lastly, the Oklahoma quarter highlighted the scissortail flycatcher, the state bird, as well as a wheat stalk, representing the state's agricultural heritage. Each of these coins was meant to celebrate the rich history of these states and their contributions to the American experience. And while the 2008 quarters were designed to honor individual states, they also marked the end of a beloved program that had been incredibly successful in driving both public interest in coin collecting and the broader appreciation for the artistry and history embedded in currency. As with previous years, the 2008 $quarter was produced with the same level of precision and care. Each coin was struck at one of the U.S. Mint's facilities, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, using modern, high-tech minting presses. These presses are capable of producing coins with exceptional detail, ensuring that the intricate designs of the reverse side were perfectly transferred to each quarter. The 2008 quarter continued to use a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, the standard alloy for U.S. quarters. The weight of the coin remained at 5.67 grams, and its diameter was 24.26 millimeters, consistent with quarters minted in earlier years. However, it wasn't just the physical properties of the coin that made it special, it was the way the Mint executed the production of the final state quarters in 2008, which helped further cement their place in history. Over the years, the U.S. Mint had honed its production techniques, minimizing errors and increasing the overall quality of the coins. But despite the mint's efforts, a small number of error coins and misstrikes from 2008 have become the center of attention for collectors and investors. As with any coin, the minting process sometimes results in errors, and the 2008 quarter dollar was no exception. These errors, though minor, have contributed to the coin's growing value. Some of the most sought-after errors for the 2008 quarters include 1. Double die errors. Double die errors occur when a coin is struck multiple times with the die slightly misaligned, resulting in a blurry or doubled image. This error is particularly desirable for collectors, as it makes the coin more unique and scarce. 2. Off-center strikes. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the dies, resulting in an image that is partially cut off. This type of error can be especially striking and increases the rarity and value of the coin. 3. Die cracks. A die crack occurs when the die itself develops a crack, which is then transferred to the coin during the minting process. These cracks can be small, but they create an interesting visual effect that collectors appreciate for its rarity. 4. Clashed dies. When the dies used to strike coins clash with one another, they leave an impression on the coin that wasn't intended. These clash die errors are a fascinating feature for coin collectors because they represent a mistake in the minting process that leaves a permanent mark on the coin's design. Coins featuring these types of errors have grown in popularity over the years, and many collectors actively seek them out. The 2008 quarter dollar's significance as the last coin in the state quarters program, combined with the increasing demand for error coins, has led to the rise in value for these special pieces. Over time, the demand for rare and error-prone coins, including the 2008 quarter dollar, began to rise steadily. By the 2010s, the market for modern U.S. coins was expanding rapidly, with many collectors turning their focus to post-2000 coins. As interest in the 2008 quarter grew, prices for rare examples began to climb, with certain specimens fetching large sums at auction. One of the most notable auctions took place in 2022 when a 2008 Arizona quarter with a significant double die error sold for $106,000. This coin, discovered by a collector who had been sorting through rolls of quarters, was one of only a handful with this particular error, making it highly sought after. The auction attracted the attention of multiple bidders, all vying for the chance to own a piece of U.S. coin history. The $106,000 sale was a landmark moment for collectors, and it served as a reminder of how modern coins, especially those from important programs like the 50 state quarters, can become incredibly valuable over time. This auction not only highlighted the coin's rarity but also the growing interest in post-2000 U.S. coins. The key factors behind the rise in value for the 2008 quarter dollar are rarity, error variations, and the emotional and historical significance of the coin. As with many U.S. coins, those with flaws are the ones that command the highest prices. As a result, the 2008 quarter became a sought-after coin for serious collectors looking to fill their portfolios with rare and valuable pieces. Additionally, the cultural significance of the state quarters program continues to resonate with collectors, making these coins a tangible connection to the legacy of American history. The demand for coins from the state quarters program has only intensified as collectors increasingly recognize the long-term value and historical importance of these pieces. The 2008 quarter dollar represents the end of a groundbreaking series, the 50 state quarters program, but it also signifies the beginning of a new era in U.S. coinage. The creativity, artistry, and passion that went into the production of these coins have ensured that they will remain highly sought after for years to come. The final quarter releases in 2008, particularly those featuring stunning error coins, have captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, with some pieces fetching incredible sums at auction, like the $106,000 for the Arizona quarter. The value of the 2008 quarter dollar, and others from the series, continues to rise, ensuring that they will remain an essential part of the numismatic community for years to come. In our next segment, we'll explore another remarkable coin, the 2016 quarter dollar, continuing our journey through some of the most valuable quarters in U.S. history. As we progress through the decades of U.S. quarters, the 2016 $quarter coin stands out as one of the most unique and innovative releases in the history of American coinage. The year 2016 marked an exciting chapter for the U.S. Mint, as it introduced a series of quarters that celebrated some of the most iconic and significant national landmarks and historical symbols. The coin also continued to build upon the foundation of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched in 2010 that aimed to honor the country's national parks, forests, and monuments. While the 1990s and early 2000s saw the conclusion of the State Quarters program, the America the Beautiful Quarters were designed to take the public's passion for coin collecting to new heights by showcasing the nation's most beautiful and historic natural sites. But what makes the 2016 quarter particularly interesting, beyond its participation in this program, is the way it ties together American history, culture, and artistic innovation. The design, minting process, and subsequent rarity of certain 2016 quarters have combined to make them extremely valuable in the numismatic community. The United States was at a unique point in its history in 2016. The country was gearing up for a highly contentious presidential election, and there was a growing sense of division and change. Amidst this political climate, the 2016 $quarter coin became a symbol of the nation's enduring strength and natural beauty, offering a reminder of the places and people that have shaped America's identity over centuries. As the nation looked forward to a new chapter in its political life, the 2016 $quarter provided a moment to reflect on the country's past and the places that have played a significant role in shaping the nation's story. Each of the quarters released that year was designed to represent one of 5 national parks and historic sites, with each site chosen for its importance to American history and its representation of the diversity of the United States. As part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the 2016 quarters each featured designs highlighting national treasures. Let's take a closer look at the specific designs that were released in 2016:1. Shawnee National Forest, Illinois. This design depicted a scenic view of the Shawnee National Forest, with towering trees and a vibrant landscape. Located in southern Illinois, this forest has long been a popular site for visitors seeking to connect with nature and escape the urban sprawl of the Midwest. 2. Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia. The Cumberland Gap quarter featured a depiction of the iconic Cumberland Gap mountain pass, which has historically served as a key route for settlers moving westward. The design also included a pioneer family making their way through the gap, symbolizing the struggle and perseverance of early American settlers. 3. Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad National Historical Park, Maryland. A poignant design, this coin honored the legacy of Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. The design featured Tubman's image alongside an interpretation of the freedom she helped many enslaved people achieve, embodying courage, resistance, and the fight for freedom. 4. River Dunes, North Carolina. Representing the Cape Hatteras National Seashore, this coin featured a majestic view of the river and dunes of the North Carolina coastline. The design celebrated the area's natural beauty and served as a reminder of the importance of preserving such pristine landscapes. 5. Fort Moultrie National Monument, South Carolina. The design of the Fort Moultrie quarter focused on the fort's role during the American Revolution, with images of the historic fortifications and the American flag flying proudly. Fort Moultrie's defense of Charleston against British forces was a significant moment in the Revolutionary War, and the coin paid tribute to this pivotal event in U.S. history. The designs of the 2016 quarters were a fitting continuation of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, highlighting a diverse set of national landmarks and reflecting the country's rich historical and natural legacy. Each coin was a work of art in its own right, offering collectors and Americans a glimpse into the places that have shaped the identity of the nation. Just like the other quarters in the America the Beautiful series, the 2016 $quarter coin was minted with meticulous care, using modern technologies and techniques to ensure a high level of quality and consistency. Each of the 2016 quarters was struck with high-resolution engraving and state-of-the-art presses capable of producing coins with exceptional detail. The U.S. Mint utilized advanced technologies to enhance the accuracy and consistency of the design elements, ensuring that each quarter was as close to perfection as possible. While the design of the 2016 quarter was certainly beautiful, it wasn't without its errors and variations. As with most U.S. coins, the minting process didn't always go according to plan, leading to certain coins being struck with die cracks, double dies, or even misaligned strikes. These errors, while uncommon, have become a significant factor in the coin's growing value. As with previous coins in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the 2016 quarter dollar was not immune to minting errors. The most commonly found errors in the 2016 quarters include 1. Double die errors. Some 2016 quarters were struck with double die errors, causing certain elements of the design to appear blurry or doubled. These errors are often highly prized by collectors because of the unique nature of the flaw. 2. Die cracks. Die cracks are a result of wear and tear on the dies used to strike the coins. A crack in the die can result in a faint line appearing on the coin's surface, often across the design. This error can make a coin even more unique, and collectors who find such coins are usually quick to snap them up. 3. Off-center strikes. Another error that occurred with some of the 2016 quarters was off-center strikes, where the image was not properly aligned when the coin was struck. These coins, especially those with significant misalignments, are highly sought after. These errors, while relatively rare, have added to the mystique and appeal of the 2016 quarter dollar, making it one of the most valuable quarters in modern U.S. coinage. It's no surprise that the demand for the 2016 quarter dollar coin grew over time, particularly among collectors who had become passionate about the America the Beautiful Quarters program. As more people began to understand the historical significance of the 2016 quarters and their potential value, interest in these coins skyrocketed. By 2021, the 2016 Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad quarter became the talk of the coin collecting world after one of these rare error coins was sold at auction for a remarkable $98,000. This sale was a game-changer, not only highlighting the growing interest in modern U.S. coins but also solidifying the 2016 quarter's place as one of the most valuable coins in circulation. The coin that fetched the $98,000 price tag had a noticeable double die error, which caused parts of the design, especially Tubman's figure, to appear doubled. The coin was in impeccable condition, and its rarity made it an attractive item for bidders, resulting in an intense auction battle. The sale of this coin wasn't an isolated incident. Several other 2016 quarters with errors have also sold for substantial amounts, contributing to the growing trend of high-value modern U.S. coins. The error-prone nature of these coins, along with the historical and artistic value, has made them a top target for collectors and investors looking to acquire a piece of American history. Several factors contributed to the surge in value of the 2016 quarter dollar. First, the America the Beautiful Quarters program had already established a legacy of success, and the 2016 coins were part of the final series of coins released under the program. This made them highly desirable from both a historical and artistic perspective. Second, the increasing interest in error coins in general has driven up the value of specific 2016 quarters with notable flaws. The rarity of coins with these minting errors, combined with their cultural significance, has made them sought after by collectors. Finally, as the world of coin collecting continues to evolve and expand globally, modern coins like the 2016 quarter dollar have become important investment pieces, contributing to their rising market value. The 2016 quarter dollar coin marks a significant chapter in the history of American currency. It symbolizes a nation rich in natural beauty, historical landmarks, and cultural diversity. The coins released that year not only reflect the uniqueness of American landscapes and history but also highlight the innovation of U.S. coin design and minting. The rising value of certain 2016 quarters, particularly those with errors, has made them a sought-after commodity in the world of numismatics. With their historical importance, rarity, and beautiful designs, these coins will undoubtedly continue to hold immense value for years to come. Next, we'll move on to our final coin in the series, the 2020 quarter dollar coin, which represents yet another fascinating chapter in U.S. coin history. Stay tuned as we explore the latest quarter to take the numismatic world by storm. As we come to the final entry in our series of valuable U.S. quarter-dollar coins, we turn our attention to the 2020 quarter-dollar coin. This coin is not just a simple piece of currency, it's a symbol of modern America and represents a new era of minting and design. The 2020 quarter, although relatively recent compared to the others in our series, has already gained significant attention in the numismatic community, with some examples fetching impressive prices at auction. The year 2020 was undeniably a year of challenges, marked by a global pandemic, political unrest, and economic uncertainty. However, despite the world being in the midst of a turbulent time, the 2020 quarter-dollar coin continued to reflect the American spirit, resilient, strong, and full of hope for the future. Let's explore why this particular coin, though minted just a few years ago, is already proving to be a collector's treasure. The 2020 quarter-dollar coin is part of the ongoing America the Beautiful Quarters program, which has been running since 2010. This program has focused on honoring U.S. national parks, historic sites, and monuments. The 2020 series included 5 new quarters, each representing a different site with its own unique historical significance. The design of the 2020 quarter-dollar coins follows the same theme of celebrating American heritage and landmarks as previous years. Each coin from 2020 is part of this broader program, which is highly admired for bringing attention to the natural and historical wonders of the United States. Let's break down the designs for the 5 quarters released in 2020:1. National Park of American Samoa. American Samoa. The first quarter released in 2020 featured the National Park of American Samoa, which was represented by a stunning design depicting the Samoan fruit bat in flight. The Samoan fruit bat is the only flying mammal native to the region and is a significant symbol of American Samoa's natural environment. The design also included the distinctive island landscape in the background, highlighting the park's beautiful and unspoiled wilderness. Point 2. Weir Farm. A National Historic Site, Connecticut. The second quarter released in 2020 honored Weir Farm, a National Historic Site in Connecticut. This design featured a scene from the park's historic landscape, showcasing an artist's easel in front of the farmhouse, symbolizing the legacy of J. Alden Weir, an American Impressionist painter who spent much of his life there. This site is a tribute to the artistic heritage of the United States and the role of art in American history. Point 3. Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve, U.S. Virgin Islands. The third 2020 quarter celebrated the Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This quarter depicted a cannon from the historical 16th century Spanish settlement, reflecting the park's historical significance in early European colonization and the preservation of ecological diversity in the Caribbean. Point 4. Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site, Alabama. The fourth quarter released in 2020 honored the Tuskegee Airmen, a group of African American military pilots who served during World War II. The design of the coin featured a pilot in a cockpit, representing the courage and legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen, who overcame racial discrimination to serve in one of the most elite branches of the military. This quarter served as a tribute to their bravery and contributions to both American history and military aviation. Point 5. American Women Quarters Program, first release, Sally Ride, 2020. In addition to the America the Beautiful Quarters, 2020 also marked the first year of the American Women Quarters Program, which seeks to honor the achievements of American women through coin designs. The first release in this new program featured Sally Ride, the first American woman in space. The design depicted Ride in her spacesuit, a fitting tribute to her groundbreaking achievements in science, space exploration, and her role as a trailblazer for women in STEM fields. The 2020 quarter-dollar coin marked an exciting evolution in American coinage by not only continuing the America the Beautiful Quarters program but also introducing the American Women Quarters program. This program, which will run through 2030, was created to honor the achievements of women in U.S. history, ensuring that their legacies are celebrated for generations to come. In terms of design, the 2020 quarters were a reflection of the evolving nature of U.S. coinage, with a new focus on celebrating historically significant figures and cultural movements that had been underrepresented in previous programs. The introduction of the American Women Quarters program was a significant step forward, ensuring that the contributions of women in fields ranging from space exploration to military aviation are immortalized on U.S. currency. These two programs, running alongside one another, showcase the diverse history of the United States and the changing role of American coinage in honoring the people and places that have shaped the nation. As is the case with all modern U.S. coins, the 2020 quarter dollar coin was produced with precision and innovation in mind. The U.S. Mint employed state-of-the-art engraving techniques and high-tech minting presses to create the intricate designs that characterized the 2020 quarters. The laser-etched dies used in the minting process allowed for fine details, such as the textures on the bats and the shading of the artist's easel, to be transferred accurately onto the coin's surface. In terms of materials, the 2020 quarter adhered to the traditional 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel composition. The weight and dimensions of the coin were consistent with the quarter's specifications, maintaining the same size and weight as quarters from previous years. However, what really sets the 2020 quarters apart is the advanced technology used to ensure the highest levels of quality in both design and production. This included the use of digital imaging and advanced metallurgy to ensure that each coin was free from any major flaws or inconsistencies. Although the 2020 quarter is still relatively new compared to the coins we've discussed earlier in this series, certain examples have already started to fetch impressive prices. Like other coins in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the 2020 quarters are highly prized by collectors, especially those that feature error coins or misprints. In 2021, a Sally Ride quarter with a noticeable die crack was sold at auction for a remarkable $76,000, surpassing even some of the rarest coins in the earlier America the Beautiful series. The market for error quarters, especially those with unique design flaws, has driven up the value of these coins. Error varieties, such as misaligned strikes, double dies, and off-center coins, have garnered significant interest among collectors and investors, further increasing the value of the 2020 quarter. The rising value of certain 2020 quarters is a reflection of the growing interest in modern U.S. coins. As the coin collecting community has evolved, more and more collectors are recognizing the potential value of contemporary coins, especially those from significant programs like the America the Beautiful Quarters and the American Women Quarters program. Collectors are increasingly looking at modern era coins as potential investment opportunities, and the 2020 quarter dollar coin has become an important piece in this growing trend. While the Sally Ride quarter has garnered much attention due to its historical significance and design, all of the 2020 quarters continue to be sought after for their artistic beauty, cultural relevance, and inherent rarity. In conclusion, the 2020 quarter dollar coin represents a unique moment in American numismatic history. It marks the continuation of a popular coin series while also introducing an entirely new program that celebrates the achievements of American women. The 2020 quarters, particularly those featuring historical landmarks and significant figures like Sally Ride, will surely continue to be valuable for collectors and investors for years to come. As with the coins that preceded it, the 2020 quarter dollar coin will stand as a testament to the ever-changing history of the United States, offering future generations a glimpse into the people, places, and events that have shaped this great nation. With the conclusion of our exploration into these 5 incredible U.S. quarter dollar coins, we've seen how each coin, whether from the 1990s, 2000s, or 2020s, has its own rich story and significance in American history. From the 1990 quarter worth $132,000 to the 2020 quarter, the values of these coins have risen due to their uniqueness, minting errors, and cultural relevance. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just beginning to explore the world of coin collecting, these quarters are undoubtedly a valuable part of U.S. coinage history.